closest relatives. Question 607, Kardec asks, it would seem that the soul had been the intelligent principle of the lower beings of creation, correct? And the spirits answer, haven't we stated that everything in nature is linked together and tends towards unity? Folks, there is nothing humiliating about this origin. In fact, it is the wisdom of God in action, pure perfection. And I thank you for listening, and I think we will have a Q&A session. I extended a little bit more than I promised, I'm so sorry. But I'm here.
Thanks so very much.
I extended.
No, we want to still ask questions.
Okay.
No,
okay. I want to give you opportunity to.
No, it's a bless to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Now I'm going to open for questions, but
yes.
we want to thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. But the information, all this is not my opinion. You know, this is the Spiritist doctrine, the beauty of the Spiritist doctrine that brings us enlightenment and consolation, that help us understand not just ourselves, but nature and our relation to it. So,
and the respect to
have,
the
respect,
to have, not to just with us.
Exactly, with every living being, and inorganic
yes.
beings for this matter.
Do you have a question, Margot?
I do. You said that genetically it shows that Homo sapiens and Neanderthals at some point made it because
yes.
we have some small percentage of Neanderthals.
Yes.
But didn't we come from Neanderthals?
No, at a certain point we branch out, you know. If right. This is the idea that is not linear. The moment that we split with the chimpanzee lineage, many others, we branched many times. So let me see if I can go back there, because it's good always to see. And this information actually is very new. You will find this in the First Peoples DVD, this documentary from PBS. So again, we are here, you know. There were a time in which, if you see the markings here, the Homo neanderthalensis and the Homo sapiens were present. These two species of the genus Homo were present. And they eventually, through the migrations, you know, there were first migrations, later migrations, they met, and they, because not too long ago, people used to think that the Homo sapiens decimated the Neanderthals, you know. It was not just the Ice Age that ended with the species. They lived during Ice Age. They were adapted to that. But at a certain point, you know, their species disappear, and then in history or in the digs, they cannot find anymore the Homo neanderthalensis. And then there is only Homo sapiens. And we always thought that, you know, our branch, sapiens, we were more intelligent. We, you know, somehow overcame, or we did something. Maybe we exterminate with them, whatever. I don't remember all the, this is all theories, you know. But now the DNA evidence shows that it's not everyone, but a few individuals, a lot, but a few individuals, population, separate all around the world have 1 or 3% of genes from the Neanderthal. Yeah, it's very interesting. And this idea was brought by Emmanuel in, I don't know in which year the book was written. You know, genetics was just beginning, and he revealed that to us. And the good thing is that it took all this time, but now we can look back and say, that was right. If that was right, other things he said and revealed, you know, by association.
Can you go back to the slide with the different PBS things so I can write them down?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
The other question, on the previous slide there, you have a question mark from President Homo sapiens. Yeah, there. What is the prediction for the next
No, I don't think, well, that's a good thing. There are, what I can say, what I can infer from what I understand or what we understand on evolution, you know, is that our body will continue to evolve into something that will be very suitable for the evolution of our spirits. This takes a long time. How it will look, I don't know. There are people that think, oh, we will be so intelligent that we will need now our brain will be this size and we will need a skull this size. I have no idea. The intelligent and feelings, they are attribute of the spirit and not of the body, you know. So I really don't know. There are others that speculate, you know. Oh, I will not even go there because they are very fringe kind of. But it is interesting. What is going to happen? Knowing what we know, I think it's a very positive. There is a trend, and it's a very positive and good one.
We can look at how, let's go back to the primitive era. Look at how we looked at that time.
Yeah.
And look at how beautiful
we are now.
You know,
it's true.
Exactly. Upon us. We have to do the job.
Yeah,
you know.
That's a very good point. The spirit, being a more evolved spirit in terms of intellect and morals, especially morals, makes us more beautiful. So our bodies will manifest that in the matter, you know, will be manifested in our bodies that. So I think we will be beautiful. But there is beauty in all faces, all sizes, all different types. There is beauty. We will not look, I don't think we will look the same. Just more refined.
To me, what is most interesting is the common origin of all of us, which makes us all equal. So I was thinking, how can we have prejudices and imagine that the color of the skin
Exactly.
is different,
Exactly.
the race or the sex?
Exactly.
We have a common origin. We are unique.
We are one. And we are all children of God. You know, these different species, differences are good, they are not bad, and they are beautiful. But it depends on the person that looks at them. You know, that the journey of man that I confess that I watched 10 times, maybe more, but I will just keep them 10. Talks about that, shows the diversity, shows as the migration occurred, the man, the genus Homo left out, Africa, and how the migration and the differences that were occurring. Why? You know.
In another aspect, I'm very interested in thinking, because we already learned how to love our pets, right? Our cats and dogs, and as we evolve, we learn how to love all
Others, exactly.
and be responsible and
Be true stewards of God's creation. You know, what's her name? Oh, there is a spiritist speaker. That she's, it will come. No, it was not, but it will come. I can share with you, I can send it. About solidarity. It is part of the law of solidarity that the bigger helps the more evolved helps the least evolved. No, we are not there yet because we still see differences. We don't love like God. God loves us all equally. We love like this. Well, first me. Once I heard, I watched a lecture from Annette Guimarães, and she's saying, what selfishness mean? It's me, myself, I first, then mine, my family, then my friends, maybe, then the others. We are still in that. We're still struggling that. We don't love everybody the same way. We have preferences. It's not to say that we have to go there, and hug everybody. It's not this type of love, but to respect, the other as we would like to be respected. To see on the other God's creation, to see a brother and sister. It doesn't matter which evolutionary stage we are. And what you said is very interesting. We don't have time here. We can maybe in another opportunity talk about, our responsibility towards the animals, not just our pets, the domesticated ones, but towards the what we call farm animals. Then we can discuss about, without imposing anything on anyone, but talk about the moral repercussions, our moral, implications of what we do. We are the most intelligent species on the planet. So do you think God, I will say this way, a very simplistic way, God gave us intelligence to do what we are doing? We have to be more responsible. We are co-creators in lower level. We are here to progress, but also to help on God's creation. And how are we helping? Destroying? There are so many little things that we can do and start changing. It's not necessarily big changes, small changes to make the life of others. And when I say others, I'm biased. I'm a veterinarian. I'm a vegetarian. I don't see differences in terms of loving people and animal. I think I don't see differences, all I can say. So I'm a little biased when I speak, but to have a different view on the rest, and then we can even go further. We can talk about the plants. We can talk about the other kingdoms. Any other questions? I'm talking too much. And
there is another question? Because you're asking me.
Take the opportunity.
To ask her as an example. Let me give an example. Maybe I can give you it another
yes,
word.
yes.
And I really appreciate when you mentioned in our belief, we're not here to impose anything, that we're never gonna go back. So you all ask me many times, can I be born again as a dog? I think my father is my dog now. I think this, I think my sister. Because you all ask me.
There are beliefs. Those beliefs, they are there, and we have to respect them. Okay? There's no problem if you think like that. We have to respect what people can accept intellectually in their hearts. But in Spiritism, when we study the law of progression, we study that, as it was mentioned, is forward and upward. We don't regress. We can be stationary, but we don't regress. So I cannot, after my spirit reached the individuality, you know. How can this spirit be in a body of a butterfly, for instance? You know, animate a butterfly. It can't. It would not be possible. It would destroy the butterfly. It's not in terms of size, it's in terms of energy. You know, there are two different energies. The difference that exists, the distance between animals, and we know that animals is a diverse and huge group of living beings. I try to bring this idea because when we say animals, I'm not talking just the dog and the cat. I'm talking about the earthworm. I'm talking about others even more microscopic, you know. I'm talking about insects. I'm talking about, or invertebrates. I'm talking about fish, reptile, amphibians. So there is this variety. Some of them, like the mammals, they are already individualized. They are as individualized as we are. Of course not. The difference between them and us is the same between us and God. And we know the difference. Well, we can have an idea how far from God we are, how long we have to, you know, walk. But it's marvelous.
Well, the Buddhists, they believe that people can come back.
Yes.
As animals.
Yes, and it is okay. It is an idea. It's like, which one was, I think, the first one? Pythagoras. At that time, the Greek already had this idea of the possibility of reincarnation. They call transmutation. You know? So there are many ideas. And they are there for a reason, you know, it's what we can understand or what we have proof. In Spiritism, we believe we cannot, because of the way the progression occurs, because of the distance that we are, the spirit, the human spirit is from the animal spirit. But it doesn't in any way, again, like for instance, belittle the animals. They are just in that stage. We were there. We are not there anymore. We went through that process.
It's not to make a comparison that we are better.
Exactly.
Because in many ways they are better than us, like you said.
Yeah.
We are just different levels
Exactly.
of evolution.
Exactly.
And with different missions or tasks, or I don't know. We have different roles.
Exactly.
In the world, right?
The animals, as us, are here to progress, to learn, and they also participate as co-creators in this lower level because they fulfill God's, the Creator, let's say, needs to, you know, they help.
Yeah, I was going to ask you to address something. We know that humans, we have a time where before we reincarnate and come back.
Veraticity,
Yeah.
we call it.
So I know, but I would like you to comment to everybody else, that the animals, the need to stay up there and come back.
Okay. Well, we already.
What did you talk about?
Okay, we already understand, at least I hope that I was able to help you understand, at least under the Spiritist view, that we need to incarnate. So if we need to incarnate and we have multiple lives, we reincarnate. We have many multiple lives. So the animals, we know what happens with the spirit in what we call erraticity, in between incarnations. What happens with the animals? There are few things, you know, there is Ernesto Bozano wrote a book, The Invisible Something. If someone can Google Ernesto Bozano and check the books, The Invisible World or something like that. And there is lots of, it is like he collected there the experience of people seeing animals that have passed away. So they saw the spirit of the animal. He saw the spirit of the animal. You know, the animal have died. And there is many testimonies in this.
They see in the present life, not in the spirit world. When they see the spirit.
Oh, it's in the present life. You know, they're pets or animals that they know. So it's a very interesting book. Just to give you the other thing I can tell you is that from the spiritist literature, we learn that certain animals, they are born almost instantly. They come back, you know, almost instantly. The more individualized the spirit, it may happen that this period will be longer. We know of a few animals that work in the spiritual realm. If you saw the film Astral Nosso Lar, Astral City, there was a scene, they don't speak about that, but there was a scene that the team of rescue workers coming back from the umbral zone have dogs with them. Also, in another scene, they show a man walking on the sidewalk with a dog, wagging his tail and happy. Sometimes we need to understand that bonds of love doesn't or not break with death. Not the ones we have with our family and friends, not the ones we have with our animals. We love our animals, they love us back. That bond is not broken. Thank you. So sometimes they return to us. Sometimes they have to go through other experiences. But the bond is not broken, meaning that we will meet again. You know, in that car, I start tearing up. We will meet again. I'll tell you an experience, not that I had with myself, my family. Last year, our cat passed. And it was very sad. We were not expecting that. It was very sudden. And if I talk about this, I still tear up. It's normal. It's okay. We are sensitive, you know, sensitive. We have sentiments, so it's emotional. It's normal. But, you know, he passed, and we were still grieving. The house was empty, and when a person, someone leaves, there is that energy that is missing. Is this that we miss? We miss their energy. We miss their presence. So, and we were in that stage that when a friend of us, Bradley, parked in front of the house, and my front door has one of those storm doors, glass. And I was here, and they parked, and she left. They left the car. She knew my cat. She knew he had died. And as soon as they left the car, she turned it to him and said, "Did you get another cat?" Because she saw the little cat sitting in front of, looking as he used to do. So I haven't experienced that, but and I like the idea because she has no idea whatsoever. She doesn't understand about the things that we are discussing here. But she thought we had adopted another cat. She saw him. Oh, many times. Many times. And Chico himself tells a story that there was one dog that reincarnated many times and came back to him. We don't know all the details, why sometimes it happens, why sometimes it doesn't. 2 years ago, we also lost our dog. I was going to say daughter because she was adopted, but our dog. And it took us almost 2 years to adopt another one. you know, knowing what we know, I was thinking, maybe. Who knows, maybe she would now have a totally different one. That needs our assistance, needs our help. Where is Duna? Her name was Duna. I don't know, but I know for sure. I know for sure that God is taking care of her. And sometimes we know also from some spiritual orientations or spiritist literature that family members on the other side in the spiritual world, you know, when our dogs pass, you start living with them. So that's how much we know. We don't know much. I try to kind of dig when I have the possibility to talk in a spiritual orientation talk with a, you know, spiritual mentor. Sometimes I try to dig information. We are not ready yet to know everything. But we get those little, it's like crumbles here and there. You know, that helps. That helps.
What happens when you have to put it back down?
Yeah, that's such difficult time. When we have to do euthanize, we have to euthanize them. Yes, that's a difficult one. It's difficult because it's tough for us to get to that. I will tell you this. If you ask me about human euthanasia, we have many recommendations from the spiritual mentors. That is not something that we should seek. And there are a list of reasons. As for the animals, I'll tell you this. As veterinarian, I had to put down some animals. It's not very frequent because I can guarantee you that none of my colleagues like to do that. We may present a face of a professional, getting emotional, but we do not like to do that. It hurts on us too. But I have to do, in a few occasions I had to do. There are a few euthanasias that remain in my memory or conscious, like I should not have done that, you know, for different reasons. Maybe I should have said, I will not do it. If you want to do it, go someplace else. Nowadays, I am more kind of, but we try sometimes to accommodate someone else's needs, but there is a line. There are other situations in which I had to perform a euthanasia and that I'm perfectly fine with my decision. My conscience is at rest, is calm, it's okay. So I would say, follow your conscience. What does your heart say? If reach that point, there are moments, because animals do not live a moral life like us, meaning their suffering is not connected with wrongdoings or tough lessons, you know? It is more in regards to evolution, to expose them to certain things. It doesn't mean that we have to create more suffering for them. That's not what I'm saying. But suffering for them is different than the suffering that we have a more spiritual, emotional, mental suffering.
But what happens with the soul of the animal?
What happens?
What happens with the soul of the animal when you
They
have
are,
to make that decision?
you do, and you are in peace with your decision. Don't carry guilt. And that animal will be received by the spiritual friends and take care with all the love. Don't be concerned. I have no doubt whatsoever that they are received and taken care with so much love, you know. And even if they don't return to us right away, maybe not in this incarnation, maybe in the next one, these bonds of love are not broken. Our lives are tied. The more benefit we bring to their incarnation in terms of you know, bring some growth, making them confident, happy, teaching them things to teach them. The better is this relationship and they gain with that experience, the chances are that they will return to us because we did a good job. It doesn't mean that we will not meet them again. We will meet them again.
And maybe one day you're going to meet even on them evolution.
Oh, yes.
For sure, one day our pets are going to evolve as we evolve.
It takes a long process.
And we're going to, because like Cinthia said, the love, it is that. Like today when you and I are doing the gospel, again, the message was love and charity. That was what Jesus left for us. Yeah. But the love is not just for the human being. The love is for all. What I feel that sometimes we do, we become a masochist. We hurt ourselves. On the moment we take a decision, let's not to go back and say, I should have had it done different.
Yeah.
Now the decision was done, and from that moment on, we have to pray, because a lot of people don't believe we have to pray for animals.
Oh, you can?
We have to pray, we have to send the light for all the kingdoms. But we cannot put a knife in our back, think we did something wrong.
Yeah. Guilt does not resolve anything.
Correct.
You know, when I said that I remember some decisions that I made, it was because at that time I didn't know better, or I didn't know how to handle it. It was a mistake, my mistake. The person would do it anyway, but that would be her mistake, you know. Two of our pets we had to put to sleep. One, I believe that when we are facing a situation in that there is no cure and lots of suffering, we do not need to extend their suffering. There is no advantage for them in that process, differently than what occurs with humans. So whatever, and it is our, the law of God is written in our conscience, you know. All we need to do is to go inside and think of the best way, what I'm going to do, what is the best for the animal. Sometimes what is the best for the animal, and also, now we also take in consideration some needs of the people. You know, sometimes, yes, the animal is end of life situation, you know, it's a disease that is, it's going to die. Not now, but going to die. The quality of life is not good. So why to extend their suffering? Just to find a balance, the right moment to do when we are in peace with ourselves, because it's very sad to say goodbye. And at the same time think, but at least we did what we could, and we took the decision at the moment that we could be in peace with the decision.
Cinthia is still going to be here because she has another commitment than I know. We already passed a lot of our time.
I'm so sorry, it took longer than
She's still going to be here for questions.
Yes, but let's
and I want to do the closing prayer.
Okay, let's do that.
And then as we eat, you know, and I made a vegetarian dish.
Oh, thank you very much.
So, and it's all from my husband's garden, except for the